The final step is creating consolidated pivot. So I'm just going to create a sheet. I'm going to call that console pivot. So now, because we know our individual pivot is correct, I'm just going to say insert. I'm going to go to my individual ones. So I can't select from row 1 because there's no total, so I need to select from row 2. I'm just adding a few zeros. And then I'm going to add the months there. I'm going to add the total there. I'm going to sum it. So at this stage, it's 0. So I can add the source there as well. And then we can just make it look a bit better, just filtering out a few information. And there's another blank in there. So this currently shows that everything is 0, but it should be 0 because we are working with a TB. But what we actually want is to just show the income statement. So how do we do that? If you go back to your individual pivots, obviously there's no place for income statement. So we need to go back to our source. How do we do that? The best way is just to take our mapping and just create balance sheet or income statement in there. I'm just going to say IS or BS. So we know both of them is exactly the same. So there's two ways of doing this now. The quickest way for me will just be adding a... The best way would have probably been to do it in the individual sheets, the source data. So I'm just going to say VLOOKUP. I'm going to search for this in my mapping that I've just done, and this will then tell me if it's income statement or balance sheet. So now if I go to my consolidated pivot, I change my source data, I just add column E next to it. Now I can put this into the filter and I select income statement, and there you are. That is now working perfectly.